Hello, my friends. Jenny Lee here. And I want to expand for a minute on what I mean when I keep saying step by step. you know, I find that it's very easy when it's something I'm very familiar with to condense it and try to make it very simple. And I forget that a lot of times the people that are hearing it, that need to hear it, have never been there. So may not really understand what I mean because I've simplified it too much. So I'm sort of feeling like maybe that's the case with me explaining that the course, Flippertunity, is a step by step on how to flip houses. So the steps are in order for a reason, because if you're going to have a successful business and not have some screw ups that are going to cost you, then there are certain things that are very important to put in place before you do the next thing. So, for example, the very first thing that you need to do, and this is after you've gotten your vision under works and you kind of know what you're going for, but you want to get your legal foundation in place. Now, you will want to consult with an attorney, of course, but having your legal foundation in place will have you ready when you're ready, okay? So, in other words, let's say you choose to do an LLC, which is how I do my flips and how I do many of my businesses. But if you've chosen to do an LLC, then you can go ahead and get that set up. It's relatively inexpensive. It's really not extremely costly, depending on the state you're in and how you choose to get it organized. But if you go ahead and do that, you have your LLC, you get your tax ID number, which makes you a legal operating entity so that you can go and open up a bank account. And so if you've taken those steps of getting your entity, getting your tax ID, and getting your bank account, it doesn't mean that you've got to, run out and buy a house already. It means that you're ready when you see a house you want to buy, or an opportunity you think you want to invest in, or whatever the case may be. But if you at least have that foundation ready, then you know that you can act. So the next step would be you want to get your operating procedures in place. Because I'm going to tell you, once things start happening, they're happening fast. And there's no time to go back and redo and put things in place that you should have put in place before. Then you're highly stressed out, likely to make a mistake because you're not doing it with a clear head. You're stressed and pressed for decisions and time and sometimes money. So, putting your operating procedures in place, such as, are you going to use QuickBooks Online, which I highly suggest? Are you going to use a traditional bookkeeper? Are you going to do a hybrid of both? Is your spouse going to keep the books? Whatever the case may be, that needs to be decided and put in place, so that once transactions start happening, you're ready, and things like, okay, now that you've gone to the store and you've bought X, Y, and Z for your flip, for example, what do you do with the receipt? Where does that go and how does it get recorded? This sounds like it's trivial things, but it's very important to success, because you want to be able to account for every expense. You want to be able to analyze your expenses and how things are going, and you can't do that unless you're properly organized and have the proper operating procedures in place. So that's why I keep talking about things are step by step, because after you have those situations in place, then we can focus clearly on finding a house, and I have steps that you take to look for a house. So these things allow you to take it at your own pace. If you want to go fast, then press the gas and go. If you want to go slow and you want to, feel comfortable in your decisions and that's the way that you like to do it, that's fine. Because the step-by-step process allows you to do just that, whatever works for you. So, I hope that your day is fabulous.